to the national county government officials, NACADA leadership, the House of Clergy, Synod, beneficiaries, our development partners and sponsors, distinguished invited guests, community leaders, ladies and gentlemen, and my boys, Bwana asifiwe. Today marks an important memory lane in my life as I retrace my childhood journey to Kiandutu. This is the village where I grew up. It is real life. It is a real life story which I can connect and identify with, owing to the formative years of my life I spent in this very village called Kiandutu. And I'm not ashamed to say I grew up in Kiandutu. From Kiandutu can come out great men and women, as it is a testimony that stands right here, that from Kiandutu, just here, even now it is a better Kiandutu. The Kiandutu I lived in was made of mud, and everywhere here, nowadays it looks like a town. Nyinyi mumeendelea. When we were here, it was all mud, and I used to go to the well near the graveyard. And people are saying that, well, the water was coming from the graveyard, but sisi hatukukufa, tulika, tukaosha hapo, tukakunywa hapo, na ndio mimi sasa. God can change. Even these people, they have dreams. I had a dream and it has come to pass. Because there is a God who lives. Even in Kiandutu there is a God. There is no greater joy in my heart than seeing so many bright faces radiating with bigger dreams for a better tomorrow. I strongly hold that our tomorrow is better than today, and that each one of us has a greater innate ability for the future. But more importantly, I commend you and for every effort towards a community-based rehabilitation initiative here in Kiandutu. You may not know or perhaps understand what you are doing. To me, you are doing the most important work on earth. You will all agree with me that one life lost is far too many lives. We are our brother's keeper, and every effort must be made to save and deliver our brothers from perishing. Our being here today is a step in the right direction. A journey to sober society is the surest path to greater nation and more importantly, stable families which beget a prosperous community. We can no longer afford to imagine we can have a morally upright society when our families are crumbling under the influence of illicit alcohol and drug abuse. We must confront these vices with all the possible means and ways. Distinguished ladies and clergy men who are here, as we are aware, our communities and societies, especially less developed nations, are faced with slow-growing economics, massive unemployment, youth bulge, poverty, high dependency ratio, food insecurity, and aging rural communities. this poverty is among us, as you can see, that is causing many of these young men, and that unemployment is causing our children to engage in these illicit drugs, illicit beer, and all manner of immorality, because they need a hope, they need a future. These problems and challenges did not fall in our communities from heaven. They must have had a cause. We must go back to the basics and address the root causes of these challenges, and one of them is we are addressing drug and alcohol abuse. The other one, we must, as families, continue to become united families and solidified families, because many of these children are going out into the streets because of broken families, separated families, divorced families, and families that have gender-based violence. So our men are going out there. These are, hata mukisikia nikiwaita maboys, these are men, these are fathers, these are leaders. And I know in the future, they are our economic drivers. Community-based rehabilitation have become proven to provide positive results world over. As a nation, Kenya and its development partners will not shy away from this line of argument towards community-integrated rehabilitation process. We must allow the society to embrace the outcomes of these endeavors, especially those that have reformed. Allow me to share a personal experience. A few weeks ago, I visited the initiative by Githongori, Kiambu County. Out of this initiative, it has been proven that involvement of the community is integral to the reform process for a young person who is unfortunately have been hooked to drugs and substance abuse. We must know that substance abuse is a disease. And when you see somebody staggering under the influence of alcohol, let's not judge them. We need to treat, to rescue them and take them for treatment. Let's not call them names. We need to recall ourselves and say it is time to change our children's life. As families, it is we must make a decision to love these children. We must make a decision to make sure that they are redirected to the right destinies. The boy children is at the greatest risk under the prevailing circumstances. Who speaks for the boy child? Who speaks for the boy child? Who listens to the boy child? And this is my question. When we condemn them, when we judge them, who will speak on their behalf? Who will tell their story if we are not having ears to listen to them? Our children are going through a very hard time, and they want somebody to listen to them. Au hamtaki kusikizwa? For a better tomorrow, we must lay stronger emphasis on the boy child, who is for a long time have been neglected. We must advocate for a strong boy child with the same vigor we have done for a strong girl child. We must also do so. In doing so, we shall come to a realization that a strong girl needs a strong boy, not only now, but in the future. So we must take care of our boys. We are making steps in the right direction towards saving the boy child. As we speak, more than 80 men are undergoing 1-month rehabilitation camp at Jamhuri ASK. We are also having others who are 50 of them who are in another rehabilitation in Remuru, Kiambu County. I am also pleased to note that our first cohort of the graduates, 65 from Timao Meru, will be coming out next month. About 65 and 28 have also come out from rehabilitation across the nation. So we are serious because we want these boy children to be released to their potential so that they can become economic drivers. Allow me to recognize the efforts by religious leaders and religious organizations in this journey. I'm not doing this alone. I have had clergy, we spoke, and I can see a great effort pulling together, and I can tell Kenya is going to be different. This is not only by the Association of Evangelical and Pentecostal Churches of Kenya, which is APEC, of which I am the patron. So when you see them, I am sending them as mama boys. But also, we are working with the Catholic Church in Meru. We are working with imams and the sheikhs in Mombasa, in Garissa, and in the areas where we have Muslim and the Hindus. We are all working together. Because when it comes to drugs, it does not know whether you are rich or poor. It does not know whether you are black or white. It doesn't know whether you are Muslim or a Christian or a Hindu. And these are our children. I'm transversing borders because I know all these boy children, whether they are Muslim, they are Hindus, they are what? I am their mother, and I must take care of all of them. As I conclude, I urge the society not to discriminate people who are in this journey to reform. They are our brothers and sisters who need help. We must all embrace them, integrate them into our society after rehabilitation, and show them love. In fact, some of these people you see who are sick, they do not need drugs, they do not need rehabilitation centers, they need your love. Cindy Query, my boys.